Leonardo da Vinci, Vincent van Gogh, Michelangelo, Bo Burnham. What do they all have in common? That's right, they're all white guys. We all know them. But who is truly the whitest of all guys? Bo Burnham seeks to answer that question in 2021's Inside. But why am I doing this to you? Why am I forcing you to watch yet another Bo Burnham video in the year 2022? Well, Bo Burnham decided to invade the sacred realm that is Twitter discourse, and now I'm legally required to make a video about it. As a YouTube video essayist, I'm obligated to talk about this man anytime he so much as breathes, and you like that. You like that. Everybody's begging me to talk about the Inside outtakes, and I guess it's about time I give in to your demands, so Bo Burnham is bad, and here's why. Bo Burnham has once again forced his way back into our collective conscious, like a parasite that feeds on apathy and nihilism, and yet I love him and his work very much. I may be a lib-pilled beta with an appetite for funny men and sadness, however, I accept my soy girl tendencies for what they are. A mental illness. I happen to be a massive Bo Burnham fan. I love him and his work very much. Inside actually had a really emotionally impactful effect on me, and I hate that. Thus, I made a 30-minute YouTube video dissecting it for what I thought it was, and doing my best middle-aged man cosplay. And again, I rightfully hate myself for that. However, it was a different time. I think I speak for everyone when I say making another goddamn Bo Burnham video in the year of our Lord 2022 is the last thing any of us would rather do or see. But yet, you still clicked on it. So today, I'd like to re-examine the cultural phenomenon that was Inside, explain how the recent release of the Outtakes fits into the overarching narrative, and most importantly, explain why every single other video essayist who made a Bo Burnham video was wrong and not valid. Bo really fell off after I ratioed him on Twitter. Did that really happen, or am I just lying? It's up to you. I can tell you whatever I want, and at the end of the day, you're not going to say anything about it because, you know, you're doomed to be a sheep at the stocks forever getting milked by the algorithm. Do sheep get milked, or am I just stupid? God has abandoned us, and believe it or not, it's because of the guy that did the gay rap. Weird. When Inside first came out on Netflix last year, it was one of those internet events where everyone has seemingly seen this piece of content. And of course, they have an opinion about it. It felt like you couldn't escape it. Unless you turned off your phone or spoke to someone over the age of 40. It came out right on the precipice of escaping quarantine, right before the majority of places started opening up again, and thus it was at the longest point at which the pandemic had kept people inside. And because of this, everyone was able to look to this piece of media as it perfectly encapsulated everything they had been feeling over the last year. So naturally, many people fled to the internet to post their reactions to the special, including me, who, as mentioned, spent half a summer writing, filming, and editing a video essay about it, as did many other content creators who seemed to have a myriad of takes about what Inside truly meant. And that's really great. Others' perspectives are a wonderful thing, and it's truly a testament to the free marketplace of idea sharing that so many were able to get their voices heard. And they were still wrong, though. Inside is a special where Bo Burnham does stand-up comedy alone in a room. Inside is a movie where a man slowly loses his mind whilst letting self-doubt and existential dread take hold of him. Inside is a covert military operation where the government does war crimes. But most importantly, a lot of white guys saw it and said, he just like me. He just like me for real. The online discourse surrounding Inside was some of the most successful discussions I've ever seen the internet engage in, and yet I hated every second of it. The video essayists of YouTube did our fair share of trying to advance the conversation we believed Inside was trying to have, and that would truly be a great thing if they weren't the most insufferable, pretentious pieces of media I've ever seen. Every single one of them were wrong. And don't get me wrong, I did my part in this movement. My video is arguably one of the worst offenders. I don't think having a culture-wide conversation about a specific piece of art isn't good or valuable. But what I am saying is, looking back, what did this specific piece of media say about us? It's a typical musical comedy with the only added constraint of being filmed by one guy in a room to add novelty. I do that every day. The first time I watched Inside, I thought, wow, this is amazing. This is great. The fourth time I saw it, I was violently shaking with rage and envy in the corner of my room whilst whispering to myself, I can do that too. He's not special, I'm special, I can do that too. Then of course, like any good Bo Burnham special or Mia Cole YouTube video, it got weirdly sad toward the end. The great thing about art is you can assign whatever meaning you want to this piece of media, whether it was intended or not. However, if you're looking so deep into it that you're willing to analyze why some black bars moved across the screen, go fuck yourself. That was not in the script. You might be what we call in the medical field a pretentious piece of shit. So with all that being said about the main special, what do the outtakes bring to the broader context of Inside? When debating the purpose or meaning of it, how do these extra outtakes fit into that overarching narrative? Guys, Bo is the chicken. I have reviewed the inside outtakes and I'm excited to present to you my findings. With that being said, let's speedrun this shit. We begin on a beautiful rendition of Look Who's Inside Again, only to be interrupted by Bo's tired sigh of perfectionism, setting the scene for a special full of outtakes. A master cut then plays of Bo setting up the camera, which does in fact give me PTSD. This is set to the third installment of his series of anti-Bezos propaganda. Bo Burnham is truly leftist agitprop. Bezos 3 seamlessly transitions directly into the dark atmosphere of the future, which I so aptly described in my notes as green. Then we get some behind the scenes footage of the first month, or 10 minutes of Bo Burnham staring out a window, followed by this incredible interlude. Thank you, Bo. Up next is Feel Good, which isn't funny. In fact, it's pretty depressing and catchy, kind of like the rest of Inside. Then we get this Bo Burnham jeans commercial, which just continuously gets more and more sexual the longer you watch it. Shout out to that new retention feature YouTube just added. You all just got caught. Bo then does some more Bezos violence, only to be interrupted by the best music video in all of the outtakes.
Everyone's a feminist until there is a spider around.
Then some more windows, which leads into some solid Joe Rogan violence. Very cool. Do this. After that, he recounts the entirety of the official Bo Burnham lore. Then more windows, which is interrupted by a sandwich tutorial, I guess. What the fuck? This sketch is terrifyingly accurate in a weird way, and it scares me. Then we get what I can only really describe as tech bro fever dream. Then some more windows. Fire, burn them. The weird contrast of this video is the disembodied screams of agony followed by a somber ballad about why a chicken crossed the road. And finally, we're done. But not before, of course, getting the schedule for the next decade of Inside content. And then a weird teaser shot of some rocks at the end. At this point, I think he's just messing with us for fun. So that's the synopsis, those are the outtakes. Where do we go from here? First things first, I had to group the songs and skits into 3 different sections. The not good, the doesn't fit, and the should have gone in. This includes notable picks such as 1985, Feel Good, Spider, and Bezos 4. Then the middle of the road picks like Bezos 3, The Future, and unfortunately 5 Years. All of which I love, but they just don't fit the vibe. Particularly the kind of corny lines in The Future and the irreverent yet weirdly personal parts of 5 Years, which just don't really match his ethos. Finally, the actually bad segments like Microwave Popcorn and the weird duet that was the original All Eyes on Me. Here, I made a tier list for you. Feel free to tell me in the comments how wrong I am. All in all, the outtakes were cool. They're fine. I personally find it enjoyable when we get some more Bo Burnham content in our lives, especially if it's more of this. So with all that being said, why am I making this video and throwing shade at a guy I legitimately enjoy the work of? To be honest, most of my anger and envy is more appropriately directed at the fan base, who I believe bolster up Bo to a degree that is not necessarily reflective of what he is. Bo garnered a really cult-like fan base after the release of Inside. TikTok obsessed over it for months, the special received widespread critical acclaim, and the album was streamed on Spotify alone nearly 1 billion times. And of course, countless video essays by a bunch of nerds blew up on the internet. So that's great and all, but what did that mean for the public perception of Bo himself? Or in other words, what is this video really about? Bo Burnham is bad, and here's why. Aw, look, you fell for it. You fell for it. You thought this was gonna be some surface level video about the outtakes. Nope, we're doing Bo Burnham dissection. Celebrity worship. What? Celebrity worship is defined as significant feelings of closeness or attachment to a celebrity. I'm reading the definition. Celebrity worship is what you do to me after you binge watch all my videos. Celebrity worship is not when you donate to my Patreon. That's good and cool. I'm here to unfortunately tell you that Bo Burnham is in fact just some guy. He's just some guy. He's just a dude. Here's the thing about Inside. It's good. It's good. I liked it. I thought it was cool. What Inside is not is a masterpiece of cinema that cured cancer and said it was proud of you. That's not gonna happen. Right about now is when I have to reinforce that I hold no animosity towards Bo Burnham. I hold no animosity towards Bo Burnham. I hold no animosity towards Bo Burnham. I'm actually a massive fan. I don't dislike the guy. I think Bo Burnham is a cool guy who makes good stuff. But I'm just merely trying to say that after examining Inside, it's fine. It's good. It's fine. I think we all kind of collectively fell under the impression that this piece of media is good, which it is. But then we all shoved each other into one big echo chamber where we all just started loudly discussing why this piece of media was good. This is why the release of the outtakes fascinates me so much. It shows us what Inside could have been, what it almost was. And it begs the question, would Inside have been what it was all hyped up to be? The over-analysis of Inside causes what I believe to be an overabundance of praise that is levied at the product, and thus it tanks the rewatch value drastically. The special is literally suffering from success. However, this is actually a widespread phenomenon. When you go into a movie or show or album with expectations of what something should be, and it doesn't exactly fit your narrative, it's gonna seem not good. But that's not right though. You know, just because it doesn't reach your specific interpretation of what a piece of media should be, doesn't mean it's bad. And Inside isn't bad. It's very good. It's just not a cinematic marvel. However, the overabundance of video essays and hot takes and Bo Burnham posting provocative mirror selfies has led to a kind of insular fandom that I've noticed to be overly excited to hype him and his work up to unproportional levels of excellence. What the fuck does that mean? What I'm trying to say is, don't hold Bo Burnham to these unrealistic levels of expectation. It will only lead to disappointment. I am so guilty of this. My last Bo Burnham video ends on me saying how much I hate Inside now because I've overanalyzed it to death. But I don't think that's necessarily true. I suffered from this buildup of expectations, remembering how I felt about Inside the first time I saw it, and expecting it to live up to that standard from every single rewatch onwards. The novelty of the special was lost, and that's exactly what I was experiencing. So basically, don't critically think about art. Just stop using your brain. You're thinking too hard about this. It's just vibes. It's just vibes. Just go with the vibes. Part 4, what did Inside really mean? Inside is about when your phone makes you sad.
My phone makes me sad.
That's it. That's all, everyone. I cracked the case. Every single other Bo Burnham video on this goddamn platform that went any farther than that was wrong and not valid. Because at the end of the day, Inside is when phone bad.